Hello YouTube and welcome to Grumpy Gaming. In today's video I wanted to go over patch 2.4 and how it's changed the Crucible. This patch came out a couple days ago, so let's get right into it. Now they've changed up some of the exotic weapons. For starts, Fabian's strategy has gotten an increased range and stability, and they've also added a perk where when you get a kill with the weapon, it automatically reloads a portion of your magazine. That portion can be from 6 to 16 bullets. Next is Thorn, and they've given it 25% less range. Then there is Universal Remote, and it got a 75% range reduction, though they increased the fire rate to make it not as bad as a nerf. Dreg's Promise got a 8% buff to its damage, and it got one more burst into the mag. Next, the Boolean Gemini now has an intrinsic perk. That means it'll always be on the gun no matter what other perks you select. And Boolean Gemini got high caliber round as an intrinsic perk. The exotic pulse rifle No Time to Explain has received Headseeker as an intrinsic perk. Alright, so now we're gonna head on to weapon classes rather than specific exotics. So starting with the sniper rifles, they have decreased the damage from the 1000-yard stare archetype by 6.95%. This archetype also includes the longbow and the LDR 5001. These are what mainly are being used in the Crucible. Now they did this damage nerf, so now these sniper rifles cannot reliably one-shot people in their supers. It can only one-shot these supers if the enemy has armor 6 or below, which is pretty uncommon in the Crucible. So you know when you're aiming down sights with your sniper rifle and somebody shoots you, your screen kind of flinches? Well, they've increased that flinch to make it harder for snipers to counter people that have already shot them. They've increased the flinch from 30% to 50%. Next we have the auto rifles. The high rate of fire auto rifles got a magazine nerf. You can thank the Doctrine for that sort of archetype. And the low fire rate auto rifle family got a damage buff of 1.5%. Moving on to shotguns, they didn't really change much about the shotguns except that the high rate and middle rate of fire shotguns got a damage buff by 2%. I don't think this will be enough to put those in a higher place in the Crucible. I still think people are just going to use the high impact low rate of fire archetypes, but it's a step in the right direction. Pulse rifles also didn't get changed that much. They only changed damage increase for the middle rate of fire family pulse rifles. You can think Nerwin's Mercy. That got a damage buff by 2%. Bungie did change a lot about the sidearms. For starts, they unified all the damage for all the sidearms, and they also gave a minor increase to stability across the board. They gave sidearms a 20 to 30% damage buff in PvE, and they also gave all the sidearms a little bit more range. Then we have the rocket launchers. They didn't change much about the rocket launchers' actual stats, but they did change around some of the perks. They are increasing the effective range of the explosions on the cluster bomb perk, and they are reducing the radius of the grenades and horseshoe detonation, and truth is not affected by any of these changes. For machine guns, Bungie is giving the highest rate of fire machine guns a 4% damage buff. They did not change hand cannons around at all. Not sure how to feel about this, but I'm just happy they didn't get nerfed. So this is what Bungie's changed with patch 2.4. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. Peace out.